In a normal world, Democrats would be happy campers tonight. New polling from NBC News shows a majority of Americans are souring on Trump's policies, including 54% who say they disapprove of his handling of the economy. Trump's allies like Vice President J.D. Vance aren't faring any better, with 47% of voters having a negative view of him as well. Elon Musk is unpopular, with 51% holding negative views of America's first buddy. Again, in a normal world, this would be ripe for celebration among Democrats. But the same poll shows support for the Democratic Party is super weak. Just 27% of voters say they have positive views of their party. And that's the party's lowest positive rating in NBC News polling dating back more than 30 years. So tonight, the question is, how did Democrats get to this moment? How did they get here? And it appears to stem from the fact that the party has failed to stand by its principles and so far has failed to push back against a president it claims is a threat to our democracy. Look, no one really encapsulates that more these days than Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. The New York Democrat is facing party-wide backlash after he and 9 other Senate Democrats voted Friday to support the GOP's continuing resolution, which effectively keeps the government open, but also gives more power to Donald Trump and Elon Musk. The embattled senator sat down recently for an interview with the New York Times to discuss the direction of his party. The interview, released today, did little to soothe his critics. Watch.
The Republicans would like to have some freedom from Trump, but they won't until we bring him down in popularity. I am hopeful that our Republican colleagues will resume working with us. And I talk to them. One of the places I told them to go in the gym, you know, when you're on that bike in your shorts, panting away next to a Republican, a lot of the inhibitions come off. I believe that my hard work against Trump will pay off.
Well, that supposed hard work isn't paying off. Voters are not buying it, whether he's running on a treadmill or not. Our new poll finds 65% of Democratic voters want the party to stick to their positions and push back against Trump, even if it means not getting things done. That's a stark reversal from 8 years ago, when 59% of Democratic voters wanted the party to compromise with Trump during his first term. Democrats are looking for a fighter who's willing, able, and unafraid of battling Trump's dismantling of our government and erosion of our civil liberties. Until that happens, they are actually helping Trump. Because while 51% of voters disapprove of Trump's performance, our survey finds that Trump has the highest approval rating he has ever had, at 47%. All right, kicking us off tonight, former Republican Congressman Joe Walsh of Illinois. He is now host of the podcast White Flag with Joe Walsh. Also with us is former Democratic Senator Barbara Boxer of California. It's great to have both of you with us. So, Joe, this polling showing that Democrats' approval hitting an all-time low. What does it say about the party when they are polling worse than Elon Musk and Donald Trump?
You know, Eamon, it's good to be with you. It shows voters have no faith right now in the Democratic Party. Look, Democrats said all of last year that Donald Trump is an existential threat to our democracy. I said that all of last year. I believe that. If Democrats truly believe that, Eamon, they haven't been acting like it. Not at all. Trump, for the past 8 weeks, Donald Trump has proven he's a threat. I mean, my God, we have a tyrant in the White House who, as you said, is attacking our civil liberties every day. Trump and Musk are attacking the Constitution every day. And damn it, we don't have an opposition party that's fighting against that. Chuck Schumer and these other 9 to 10 Senate Democrats, are you serious? My God, again, Trump and Musk have been taking a hatchet to the Constitution for 8 weeks, and you're going to get down on your knees and support a 6-month continuing resolution to allow Trump to do the same? Man, if I were a Democratic voter, I'd be pissed off and disgusted as well.
Yeah, and some of them are, Senator, and I wanted to play this sound of your former Democratic Senate colleague Chris Murphy giving the opposite rhetoric from Schumer on working with Republicans. Here's what he told my colleague Kristen Welker this morning.
I think the American people want us to take risks right now in order to save our democracy. If we don't get that right, if we continue to work with Republicans, if we continue to hand Donald Trump more power, we are going to lose our democracy.
Is Chris Murphy more in touch with the Democratic base, with the pulse of the party and its voters, than the leader, Chuck Schumer?
Chris is a great messenger for the Democratic Party. We have several. Pete Buttigieg is another. There are several that are absolutely outstanding. I've seen Elizabeth Warren, I've seen Bernie, I've seen others. They're terrific. And I agree, we need to fight and we need to be unified. And I think the biggest problem with what just happened that you talked about, where you had 8 or 10 Democrats refusing to shut down the government, I think the biggest problem with that is how the House was blindsided by that. I spent 24 years in the Senate. You can't blindside your party. You can't come up with another thought. But I do want to say this, and I want people to think about this. What I'm about to say isn't popular in my base, but I think it's important. I think there were truly reasons why some Democrats voted the other way. Basically, what they felt was a government shutdown would give Trump the ability to shut down the courts. And if you look at this battle we're in to protect, and I agree with Joe, every single thing he said, the only place where we're seeing any hope is the courts. And if Trump was able to effectively shut down the courts in the shutdown, where would we be? So I get it. But, frankly, if I were there, I couldn't have voted for that CR, what it did to veterans. And it also gave up the power of the Congress to fight back against the tariffs. But I do see the other side, and I just want to put that out there.
Joe, Senate Democrats have been tiptoeing around the question if they need new leadership. Senator Murphy, in that same interview, said that he does support Chuck Schumer as minority leader. House Democrats, though, different story. They are not doing that. Here's what Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett said of Schumer earlier.
The idea that Chuck Schumer is the only one that's got a brain in the room and the only one that can think through all of the pros and cons is absolutely ridiculous.
Do you think Senate Democrats should replace Chuck Schumer?
I think Senate Democrats have to sit down and take a look and decide whether or not Chuck Schumer is the one to lead in this moment.
What do you think, Joe?
Chuck Schumer's got to go, Eamon. My God, Chuck Schumer is acting like he's dealing with the Republican Party back in the 1990s when Bob Dole and Trent
Yeah, he keeps saying that he's hopeful that they're going to come work with them.
Yeah. Bob Dole ain't coming back. John McCain, Trent Lott, that Republican Party, that doesn't exist anymore. This Republican Party, and I say it, Eamon, as someone who left the party, it's an authoritarian embracing cult, and the authoritarian is in the White House. Chuck Schumer doesn't get that. This is not your mama and your grandma's Republican Party. The Democrats need to understand that Donald Trump is the leader of this party. They got to fight. They got to fight him.
Senator Boxer, same question to you. I mean, you worked with Schumer for years in the Senate. You know him well. Is he the right leader for this moment? Not taking anything away from what he has done in the past. I'm talking about right now, given what this country faces. Is he the right leader for the Democrats in the Senate?
If I was in the Senate Democratic caucus, I would make that decision. I'm not in the arena. But what I will say is there are so many terrific Democrats right now in the arena, and they know what Chuck brings and what he doesn't bring. So, they're going to figure it out. I look at the House. They had fight after fight, so many of them, to get rid of Nancy Pelosi. I always felt she was fabulous. So this could be, a big fight. But let me just say this. I get back to where we are. We have a tremendous threat on our hands with this president. And Joe is right. I serve with these Republicans. I don't know one of them that I could go to. Maybe Lisa Murkowski's the only one, who'd be a tad bit independent. Everything I did, 1,000 things I always did with a Republican. They're not there. They've taken the Kool-Aid. So we must unite. It is so important. So to me, what I want is a united Democratic Party that can work with people like Joe, who's a disaffected Republican, and the disaffected independent voters to take back our country. Because really, it's a matter of life and death. And I could go through Who's actually threatened now between what they did to take away health care from veterans, what they're doing with air traffic controllers, what they're doing cutting cancer research, the things, it goes on and on, going after grandmas and grandpas in nursing homes by their threats on Medicaid, and we could go on. This is life and death. So I'm not into, saying bad things about any particular person, but I want to say to my colleagues in the United States Senate, we can't have any more surprises. We have to work together with the House, and we have to stand up united because this is a threat that is deadly serious.